Today we're talking about pre-approval versus pre-qualification, and we're starting right now. Hey, what's up everybody? It is Mark with My Front Range Living, powered by RE/MAX Integrity, and I am joined today by the mortgage guru, Kelly Elson with US Bank. He is a full-time mortgage broker here in Colorado Springs, and I am a full-time real estate agent, so we are a great pair. And I got to thinking, what are some of the hiccups that we can experience during the real estate transaction process? And of course, you came to mind. Mortgage questions always seem to be front of mind for buyers. So we're going to talk about pre-qualification and pre-approval today. So Kelly, kind of walk me through, what are the big differences between pre-approval versus pre-qualification?
So most often people think that when they're reaching out to a mortgage lender, they think they need to be pre-approved in order to shop for a home, right?
Right.
You probably hear that a lot.
Yep.
Really what they truly mean though is they want to get pre-qualified. And the difference is primarily the loan application doesn't go to underwriting on a pre-qualification. It's the loan officer's job to run the credit, analyze all the numbers, look at, how much are they trying to borrow. You look at the credit report, and based on that analysis, you say, yeah, you're pre-qualified up to a certain amount. We'll say $300,000, for example.
Sure.
Pre-approved, you take that loan application and you actually get it moving down the tracks, meaning you don't have to have a house yet, but you can do what's called a TBD, or a to be determined. I just want to get my loan through underwriting, and then that way an underwriter is going to look at it, review everything, review the documentation that you provided, and the underwriter says, this all looks great. Right. You're pre-approved up to that $300,000. Now you can go shopping for a home knowing full well that you're going to get the loan. And then it just then you have to obviously have to find a house,
right? And
then we have to get an appraisal, that type of thing. But you've got the loan through underwriting. You know that you're pre-approved versus pre-qualified.
Okay,
pre-qualified is just simply the loan officer analyzing the data, credit, how much is your income, all that stuff, and based on what we see, and we know how underwriters work, so we know what they're going to look for. But based on what we see, then we can qualify you up to a certain point.
So the primary difference is pre-qualifications is, yeah, it looks like you can go do this. Pre-qualification says unequivocally you can go do this.
Yes, the pre-approval, yes.
Right.
Yeah, you've got the loan. The underwriter has given stamp of approval on a pre-approval, pre-qualified. Based on what I see, this looks good. Go ahead and go shopping. Once you find a home, then we'll turn basically hit the go button on the loan application, get it moving down the tracks, get it over to underwriting, and then at that point, we'll let you know if you're approved.
So, and forgive me, real estate agents aren't always the smartest group in the bunch. So
you said it.
My fault. So have you locked in a rate at pre-approval?
At pre-approval, no, because what the underwriter or just the overall the credit desk, if you will, they're going to want to see a contract before you lock in any rate.
Okay.
So even if you're pre-approved, go ahead and go shopping. The underwriter's looked at it, everything looks great. They're going to want to see an accepted offer, a contract, because then we know our timeline. Because once you lock in a rate, it's good for a certain time period.
Yep.
You can lock in at 30 days or 45 days or 60 days.
Sure.
So if we don't have a contract, it doesn't make sense to lock in the rate, because what if you don't find a house for a month? Then your lock is going to expire, and that creates issues. So,
what you're looking for after pre-approval is that's just the green light. Go shop.
Correct.
Here's what you can afford.
Correct.
And then once you have that contract that's in place, you take a look at those dates and deadlines on the contract, and you're like, okay, now is a good time to lock. Or you can guide them through, hey, rates may adjust, be prepared, so on and so forth.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You could potentially float, meaning once you have a signed contract, you could wait a week to see if rates drop down, but that can sometimes be essentially gambling, because if rates are already looking pretty good and you're like, well, they might drop, you run the risk of they might actually go up. So I always just err on the side of caution and just lock. If the rate's good enough, why wait a week? And you could save money, but it could go the other way and go up. So
for sure. Okay. So tell me, from a pre-qual standpoint, because I know that as an agent, I will accept a pre-qualification letter with an offer. Great, let's take a look at it.
Right.
For pre-qual, what are you looking for? Because obviously that pre-approved, you're down the line, you're moving. But the pre-qual, what are you looking for?
So again, I look at a lot of things. You have to look at a thing called debt to income. How much income do you have coming in versus how much debt do you have going out? Right. The computer has to like that ratio. It's a percent. Banks in general don't want to go above 45% or 50%. Yep. So if you have, say, $5,000 income coming in each month, you don't really want more than $2,500 going out, 50% of your income, right?
You got it.
So debt to income, you have to look at how much down payment are you bringing to the table. What's the credit score? Are there credit issues? That kind of thing. So there's a lot of data to look at as a loan officer. But again, we know what the underwriter's looking for, so we can with confidence say, and you can even run it through the computer system. You can send it to, like, if it's a Fannie Mae loan, you can actually have our computer talk to the Fannie Mae computer. Okay. And Fannie Mae will say, this looks good. You get what's called an automated underwriting system, AUS. And if that gives a stamp of approval, then you know it's going to be pretty solid.
Okay,
so
great.
Yeah, so a pre-qual is more than just the loan officer. You're actually sending it to a Freddie or a Fannie computer, and if their computer says, yeah, this all looks great, again, it does have to go through underwriting at some point, but the pre-qualification stage, you can say with a lot of confidence, yeah, this looks good, go ahead and go shopping.
I'm going to shock you.
Okay.
Our industry has a tendency to work on weekends.
No.
I know. People look at houses on Saturdays and Sundays. It's super weird. Are you available on weekends? Are you?
In my line of work, yeah, I have to have the same hours as these guys.
And so someone could, in theory, get pre-qualled on a weekend.
Yes, absolutely.
If they wanted to throw that offer in the house.
This is your agent. He calls me, hey, we're going shopping literally in the next hour. We're going to look at 4 houses. Can you run them through the system? Absolutely. I'll jump in there. It takes me 20, 30 minutes, and I can have a pre-qual letter back. No problem.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody, this has been Chapter 1 in the Mortgage Questions series, Pre-Approval versus Pre-Qualification. I am Mark Hubert with My Front Range Living, powered by RE/MAX Integrity. It would mean the absolute world to us if you could go below, hit subscribe. We throw out new content with videos every single week on Mondays. And we would love to have your feedback in that capacity. You will also see our icons below for Facebook and Instagram. It would mean the world if you hopped on there and followed us on social, because that's where we get really, really personal with Colorado Springs and give you lots of cool events that are happening in the community. As always, we hope you found some value in this. We look forward to seeing you next time. Have an awesome day. See you soon. As always, we're going to edit that part because I stuttered a little bit and it was bad. I'm the worst human being in the world.
And here's my 2-week notice.
Exactly. My worst nightmare coming true.